Now I request Shri Pravinder Kumar ji, Vice Chairman DDA, to make his presentation.
I request my colleague to make a small presentation on what are the main projects we are taking up in Delhi to make it more smart. I think we have talked a lot about smart city. Secretary of Urban Development, he has very elaborately he has defined what are the components, how we can make our city smart, and now Manish Gupta has also talked about smartness of the city. But I think I'll just make first I'll make presentation, and then I will again speak about 3-4 minutes about the aspects which have not been touched in the presentation, and then I can invite questions, if any, on about Delhi. Is it ready?
And this is actually because 50-60% of the city uses auto rickshaws and buses to travel. So that gave us a lot of hope that yes, we can become smart because we are starting to respect almost. Anyway, so just to give you a quick background, as my honorable seniors have all explained very well what a smart city is and everything, I'd just like to focus a little bit on the systems on how we work. So there are 3 essential things in governance and planning that we have to look at, which is data, people, and policy framing. Data is the key thing because in India we have all data, but it's not in the public domain, it's not accessible. So it is not being used for policy framing as well as for information generation. And what is data? Data is basically telling us how people are moving, how people are living, how people are earning, how much money they are spending on various things. These sort of data we don't have, and only when we have data in a transparent forum are we going to be able to frame good policies. So this is a cyclic system on which all governance and decision making should work. And these are the things that my seniors have already spoken about, that smart governance, smart citizens, smart living, smart mobility, smart economy, and smart infrastructure. Now, again, when we do all these things, often we tend to look at them in separate silos. But actually, for a smart city, we need to look at everything in an integrated manner. It has to be cyclic and not just spatial, social, and economic, but also resources, which are a very important part of planning a smart city. So with this planning paradigm, we'll just be showing you about 5 or 6 projects that we have initiated, which will hopefully change the face of Delhi and making it a really probably the first retrofitted smart city in this country. Just highlighting 5 or 6 of those. The first one I want to just show you is just explaining the cell called UTPEG, which is part of DDA. So how does this work? How is this smart? So before UTPEG was formed, we used to have these 15-20 agencies, and Manish Gupta sir had been part of UTPEG for a long time, so he's aware of it. So how, like we used to send files from one place to the other, it used to take ages to get approved. But once this body was formed in 2008, infrastructure decisions related to transport has become so much faster because all the stakeholders are sitting around the same table, arguing it out, fighting it out, but resolving it and getting to a decision more quickly. So in about 3 to 6 months, we are able to take decisions consulting all stakeholders who are part of a single approval body. And this is chaired by the Honorable LG of Delhi, and it's co-chaired by the Vice Chairman. So this has actually changed the way decision making is done in at least the transport sector. We have these various working groups which are all chaired by different department heads, and they take decisions on policy, on infrastructure, on management, and development of the website, which is a key forum where all our policies, even draft policies, which is very rare, I don't think it's done in any other city today in India. where even draft policies are put up for community feedback before they're formulated, and we do a lot of public engagement. And then we have quality assurances, and we also have TOD, which I'll talk about later. And we look at these three aspects related to transport. It's a technical body where we look at policy, guidelines, and projects which are taken up on pilot project basis. Because we are not an implementing agency, but we guide and handhold the implementing agency and also give approvals for transport projects. So just a summary, like we approved about 7,000 crores worth of projects in the last 5 years. About 2,000 crores worth of projects are undergoing right now approval process, and we've done several, about 20-30 policies and guideline documents to help design better streets, better public spaces, create safety and all other kind of things in the city. So just starting with the projects that we are looking at, this is one which is currently ongoing. We are looking at the phase 3, as you know, phase 3 metro is under construction. Now in the phase 1 and phase 2, what happened is that metro to le rahe ho, world class metro, like the moment you come out, there is no proper footpath, you don't know where the auto rickshaw is, you don't know where the bus stop is, and it's a nightmare. So even people who actually leave their cars home for 1 week and try the metro, after 1 week, they go back to using their cars. So unless we make this experience extremely comfortable, people are not going to shift to a different mode. So in this project, we have taken up the current metro station, which is about 68 stations which are under construction in phase 3. And we're planning them for better modal integration, creation of facilities for your autos, your bus stops, your car parking, your car drop-off, your hawker zones, your footpaths, design of footpaths, trees, planting of, creation of public plazas, etc. So just to give you a few visual representations, this is how, where the metro station will open up, and it's going to be a nightmare if it's not planned. So creating more space and proper facilities for all modes are being looked at. So this is actually the metro exit. You can see that you don't even know कि इसके पीछे exit है और यहाँ जाना है. So this is going to become like a more welcoming exit entry into the metro, where you have a proper crossing. Even a person on a wheelchair can access, because the metro is actually fully barrier free. It is accessible to wheelchairs and people with visual impairments. But outside the metro, the public space is not. So we are looking at, this is currently under plan preparation and hopefully execution within this year. Just some pictures of how the transformations are being looked at. And as you can see, there's a lot of space, but because of lack of planning, it's so uncomfortable for everybody. Then second one, we're looking at these integrated passenger terminals. Sir in the beginning talked about mobility as a very important thing. And when we're talking about mobility in mega cities, it's not just about within the city, it's also people who are coming from outside and making trips internationally, nationally, locally, and people are coming to Delhi for regional needs as well. So we have these 5 integrated passenger terminals which are part of the master plan of Delhi, and they are going to be planned as like metropolitan high-tech passenger terminals. It's going to have all modes integrated seamlessly. If some of you may have been to London and seen, say, Waterloo Station, where you can take a train to Paris, and at the same time you can take the train to, you know, a suburb of London from the same station. It's all very seamlessly integrated. Or you could take a train to or a bus to, say, you know, Stonehenge or something from the same place. So this sort of facility will be created in 5 various zones of Delhi, so that seamless interchange between national and regional and local modes can be given. And this is going to have very high density development, so you can actually have good hotels, good shopping facilities, etc. within the same facility. So you don't really have to be dependent on any other mode when you're visiting Delhi and using it as a transit center. Third, this one you may have read in the papers recently, the cycle sharing system. I'd just like to quote, I wanted to put this slide in, I didn't get time. The National Urban Transport Policy actually very nicely outlines that discouraging cycling, which we have consciously done in the last 20 years, actually affects the economy of the city, because when a person, like 30% of Delhiites actually have cycles standing at home. but only 6% are using those cycles because they know they get hit by a car if they go out. We actually prevent our children from taking the cycle to school or cycle to park because it's unsafe. And not just that, of course, the poorer people who travel, like all our staff in office, like all our peers, they all use cycles for traveling, and they travel at 7 in the morning on their cycle. Now, when we discourage them, don't give them proper infrastructure for traveling, we are forcing him to use a bus or a metro, which is eating into his income. And it is also putting him into the congestion, which is causing waste of time. So it's really well documented that this discouraging of sustainable modes is actually costing us economically. So we already have a very strong policy which will hopefully see it's being rolled out of creation of cycling lanes in all arterial roads of Delhi. But in addition to that, because Dwarka is under a DDA, so we are looking at creating a world-class cycle sharing system because Dwarka has again the problem of not having access from metro stations. It's very unsafe for women and it's very unreliable when you reach the metro and you don't know how to get home. So this cycle sharing system is going to have, I'm sure you've seen it in various countries, it's going to have GPS monitoring, it's going to have iCard based system, so you don't have to pay every time you use, and you can rent it at a metro station and put it at a docking station near your house or your school or your market. So it's going to be a sharing system, it's not a rental system. And we have already tendered for doing the surveys for this project, and it will hopefully be rolled out within 1.5 years. So just how that will transform, the moment we talk about cycling, the jagah nahi hai. Now I'm just going to show you ki jagah hai. So this is a road view of Dwarka, and all we are doing in this green hedge that is already there, we are just going to take little bit space, put in the cycle stand without disturbing the carriageway, without disturbing the footpath, and creating a nicely marked cycle track which could or could not be segregated. You have so much of, this is all probably illegal parking on the road. So little bit space we take, we'll create the cycle stand, so you can take, go to this office, take the cycle and drop it at the metro station. Number 4 is we are looking at some critical new connections, which Sir mentioned in the beginning, of intercity, intra-city fast connectivity. So looking at the congestion issues from Gurgaon to Delhi and Gurgaon to Faridabad, we're looking at bypass roads, some elevated roads connecting East Delhi to the airport and West Delhi. New roads, which is a very important road, the Urban Extension Road 2, which is going to connect North Delhi to South Delhi and Gurgaon. So you will not have to go through the center of Delhi to make these long distance trips, and within 20 minutes you can traverse about 30-40 kilometers. So these are some very important projects we are currently, it's under it's being tendered and it's being done. Some of them are in planning stages. And now I'm going to focus on the 5th and the second last one, but it's a very important policy which is currently in the final stages of finalization, which is the transit-oriented development policy. This actually looks at an integration of the various concepts that Sir has, Manish Gupta Sir has also touched upon. And, but I'll just touch upon the 4-5 very key things that we're looking at. Obviously the principle we may already know is that looking at high density around MRTS station, and I saw that the first slide of this conference का जो banner है उसमें आपने Hong Kong और Shanghai के pictures दिखाए हुए हैं. So if we are looking at that as a vision for smart city, but we may not want the whole city to become high-rise. So we are looking at only the nodes, which is going to be a small catchment around the metro station, to look at high density, high FDR development. Now what is the benefit to the city? Why is this smart? So firstly, it is smart because we are cutting down travel time. So when you are living in the same house and you can hop into a metro, go to your workplace within 20-30 minutes, come back home, but you don't have to make more trips for going to the dentist, going to the market to buy things. Everything else other than your work trip is within 2 to 3 minutes or 5 minutes walking distance. And then the environment we look at creating will be safe. So that is the fundamental thing that most people should be able to live, work and seek means of recreation within walking distance of a mass rapid transit system. This is actually one of the fundamentals of a smart city. I think I think we firmly believe that without smart mobility and integrated smart land use planning, we cannot look at a smart city. So some of the key features that actually these are things you will not find in any definition of smart city internationally, because internationally a problem है ही नहीं. They have already solved these issues, but we are very much behind in that. So our planning laws, which were done by, actually Americans wrote our first master plan of Delhi, which was done for a density which is an American suburb का density, 25 BU per acre के लिए हमने अपना city plan किया था. तो उस context में ये ठीक था कि boundary wall है और मतलब 1 एकड़ का plot है, बड़ा सा front yard है, wide backyard है. अब ये ठीक नहीं है क्योंकि लाखों लोग इस सड़क पे चल रहे हैं. Can you imagine a girl walking on the street at 7 p.m.? This is why we have rapes all the time. You can't walk on the street after dark. So to make the city safe, we have to bring the buildings back to the edge. A high density city has to be built to edge. It has to have eyes on the street. कि जब दुकान बंद हो गई है, रात को घर में कोई आंटी खाना बना रही है और वो सड़क पे नजर रख रही हैं, तो कुछ हो रहा है तो वो फोन कर सकती हैं किसी को या चिल्ला सकती है. So this is very key to public safety, and this requires huge change in planning paradigms to make it happen. Connectivity. We have huge blocks which are, again, if you see Connaught Place, Luggage Delhi blocks, huge. So it's not walkable. From here I cannot walk to India Gate. But this sort of a planning paradigm is very discouraging for people using public transport. So we have to create smaller block sizes which are more walkable. Multimodal interchange, I've already explained how we are looking at that. Modal shift. I think so, जो मनीष जी ने कहा, सर जो आपने बोला कि we have to take hard decisions. This is a hard decision because we have given the whole city to illegal parking.
Yes.
It's completely illegal.
I agree. For us, it is.
Yes. So looking at this, if we just plan this as paid parking and look at off-street parking facilities, then we can carve out space for all modes, including cycles, etc. I'll now touch upon just housing, which is one of the key functions of DDA actually. And recently we've launched a lot of housing projects. Now, when we are talking about housing again, the tendency is to talk about poor people. But we have to also keep the middle class in mind, which is the red boxes, which constitutes about 70% of the population, which is looking for one-bedroom homes, rental homes. So this supply has to come from the private sector and the government has to enable. And we are looking at creation of a lot of more housing for middle class in Delhi within the next 5 to 10 years. I've already mentioned safety, so I'm not going to resource that much, we're running short of time. But just to touch upon some of the smart things that we could have done and we can still do, is integration of utilities with mass transit systems. This is done world over, but we have missed the bus. In future, we should try to include common utility ducts into our MRTS corridors, our roads, so that we don't have to keep digging up our roads every time, and we can do densification without worrying about infrastructure. So now, just to finish up, a couple of these are, this is a pilot project we are looking at on these principles in East Delhi. And the last one is the South Delhi Greenway one, which is a project very close to our heart. This looks at the Barakuda drain, which runs from Mehroli to Sarai Kale Khan INA. And it's completely dilapidated and dirty, and we don't even know that it exists. There's a boundary wall bounding it. Looking at creation of cycling highways, pedestrian walkways, connecting metro stations and bus stations along this drain, using this drain catchment for treating the water in situ and making it fresh, treated, and preventing the sewage from flowing into the drain. So this is also something that we're rolling out this year. Hopefully it will change the way we look at our drains. And just to wrap up, a very important policy that is being launched by DDA last year is the land pooling policy. There we actually have a clean slate of about 25,000 acres of land in the urban extension, which is hopefully going to integrate all these smart principles in a new city so that we don't make the same mistakes. And we are looking at a very important initiative is that the private sector is involved in this. The private sector is pooling the land, giving land back to DDA for infrastructure provision, but they are going to build the housing, build the facilities, build a lot of the basic needs that are going to be there, and DDA is going to be more of a facilitator and not a controller. And this is a paradigm shift again in development policy in India. So with that, I'd like to wrap up the presentation. Thank you so much.
Since we are running out of time, so that is why we have not given details on certain more projects. But in brief, we are in the process of initiating many new projects, as well as we are going to revise building bylaws and development norms, so that we should make city smarter, we should make city safe for pedestrian, for women, everything. South Delhi Greenway project is we are putting up to the board, and very soon implementation will start. Green technology we are breaking out, and we are going to announce policy very soon to encourage green technology. Metro stations, 64 metro stations we have conceptualized, and the work will start very soon. Besides that, we have around 550 parks in Delhi which are more than 12,000 square feet. So we are going to announce adoption policy very soon, that even corporate sector, RWA, individuals can own park, own DDA park, and then they can maintain and improve in our partnership. Besides that, land pooling policy we have not been able to show, but in say 45 days or so, we are going to announce land pooling policy, which would be in 20 to 24,000 hectares of land. It will be absolutely New Delhi, that is towards airport, Nazargarh side. And we are making this policy very attractive, and in say 8 to 10 years, the whole scenario of Delhi will change once this policy comes. Besides that, we are the DDA, we are restructuring our DDA. We are making it more of a corporate kind of a structure, and in 2-3 months we are going to overhaul the overall structure of DDA. We are also going for comprehensive computerization and online and electronically delivery of various services. There are many such projects which are now conceptualizing. We are now thinking to introduce in Delhi, so that to make this city, Delhi, as the first smart city of India. So these are my initial remarks. Since the time is limited, I am not going to dwell upon these subjects in detail. But if anybody have any particular questions or any observations, suggestions, most welcome.
Sir, my submission is, do you have MCD and this DDA? आपके पास surplus land कितना है, उसका use क्या होगा? In every colony, almost you have some surplus land, and this is up for grab. Either they are dumping ground, at least you can plant certain nursery in that. For the time being, the project comes up. अगर इसी का आप कर लेंगे तो मैं समझता हूँ कि बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन दिल्ली की ब्यूटिफिकेशन में हो जाएगा। दूसरी चीज, एक मिनट, यमुना का कोई प्लान आपके पास है? क्योंकि यमुना अलीपुर से लेके उतना, I have heard that DD has a plan for the last 5 decades and it is pending. If you do it, एक तो उसके साथ एनक्रोचमेंट खत्म हो जाएगा यमुना की, दूसरा आप फेरिंग के लिए यूज करेंगे, तीसरा आपके वाटर ट्रीटमेंट उसके अंदर सारा कुछ हो जाएगा। दिल्ली की बहुत सारी समस्या को आप टेकअप कर सकते हैं। डू यू हैव दैट? माय क्वेश्चन इज विद एमसीडी, क्योंकि सिम्बायोटिक आपने बात करी, सिम्बायोटिक मन से नहीं, मैं यहाँ से भी सिम्बायोटिक बात करना चाहता हूँ। क्या कोई दिल्ली के अंदर एक भी इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया ऐसा है जिसकी रोड साबुत हो और चलने लायक और आइडियल हो, आप किसी को पोर्ट्रेट कर सकते हैं? और भी रिक्वायर ओनली ए मोदी टू डू ऑल दिस चेंज। क्या हम पूरा सेटअप एक मोदी के नाम से बदल सकते हैं? दिस इज अनदर क्वेश्चन। सर बस यही बात है। और एक जो सबसे बड़ी चीज है वाटर ट्रीटमेंट के लिए फॉर द लास्ट 4 डिकेड्स वी आर हियरिंग वन नो कि आप ट्रीटेड के लिए अलग लाइन देंगे और नॉन ट्रीटेड के लिए अलग लाइन देंगे, तो ऐसा कोई अभी तक इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हो पाया है। 30 साल से हम सुनते हैं।
हजारों चीजें ऐसी हैं जो अभी तक नहीं हुई, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो आगे आने वाले टाइम में नहीं होगी। ठीक है, थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग। ये जो हम लोगों ने कंसेप्ट्स बनाए हैं ये फर्स्ट टाइम बने हैं। जहाँ तक आपका यमुना का प्लान है कि एनजीटी नेशनल ग्रीन ट्रिब्यूनल ने दे कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड वन कमेटी हैज सबमिटेड रिपोर्ट्स, वी हैव डिटेल्ड project on beautification and rejuvenation of Yamuna. Daily you must be reading lot about Yamuna and Ganga cleaning. Government is very serious. We are also very serious, and we are going to formulate very mega project for Yamuna. Regarding these vacant plots, it is true that we have not been able to dispose of these plots. But now we are going to start e-auctioning. In just 3 weeks time we are going to start e-auctioning. There are more than 1,000 plots, great nuisance, we agree, but now we are in the process of disposing of these plots.